Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. I am Parthuru, Events and Program Manager for Microsoft Reactor. And yes, I welcome you all for our today's event on creating Power Automate workflows with Copilot. It's a great session. But before we start our today's event, let's go through our code of conduct quickly. Oh, yes. So we are here to learn together, participate together. So please be respectful of other people's views, understand their differences. Be kind and considerate in a way we all engage. Please drop all your questions in the comment section and we'll pick it up from there. Yes, I'd not like to delay further. I have Rohit already at the backstage and very excited to bringing up. Hey, hi Rohit, how you doing?
Hi, Parth. Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for joining this session.
And
And
yes, everyone, I am joining from Bangalore, Rohit's joining from Gurugram, and else who all are joining from what city, what country, please drop in a comment section. That would be great for us to know. And yes, Rohit, today's event is really exciting, but I would like to tell a short brief about you to our audience. Like,
okay,
Rohit is a very seasoned Microsoft Dynamic 365 consultant with like 20 years of his experience in driving business transformations into like say innovative technology solutions. Like he's backed by Microsoft certifications, advanced trainings he's been doing at IIM Bangalore. That's great. Good to know. This is a short brief about Rohit. And yes, Rohit, the audience is very excited and I am too. So here the floor is all yours.
okay. Thank you, Parth. Let me first start by thanking you all for joining this session, and thanks to Microsoft Reactor and Parth for giving me this opportunity to present this particular topic in front of you. As you know, in today's world, the the buzzword which are going on are automation and copilot. So this particular session is with respect to effortless power automation using copilot. So uh, basically it is covering both the buzzword of automation as well as copilot. So I'm sure you are as excited as me to get it to deep dive into this. For this particular session, my assumption is that you are uh, I do not want you to be already an expert in Power Automate. I just want that you guys should have a basic understanding. And I'll be assuming that you have basic understanding of Power Automate and Copilot, and we'll be taking it from there. So let me first start. Uh, uh, Part my screen will be is shared.
Yep. So once you bring up the PPT, yeah, it's here. Here we go.
So, okay. So I hope you all can see my screens. If at all you have any problem, please drop in the message in your chat box. So as I said, we are going to have an effortless automation, that is creating Power Automate flows using Copilot. So I, Rohit Mendrita, is going to present this topic in front of you guys. Before I start, let me give you a little brief regarding myself. Uh, I have around 20 years of experience in this Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem. Um, I started my career way back in 2005 and started my career itself in when it was called AX 3.0. Then that was a product which was silos, was there was no ecosystem, that was just a product. But as it has gone from AX 3.0, 4.0, 2012, 2012 R2, R3, and now D365 Finance and Operation. Now the product has completely changed, as you know. So it's not just product, it's a complete ecosystem where you have Microsoft Dynamics, you have Power Platform, you have Microsoft Fabric, and so many things in and around that product, which completely makes the whole ecosystem for the client's basically digital transformation. So I have had the uh, privilege to work for many non-banking NBFCs. Has been my area where I've worked for more than 10 years, we have worked on digital transformation for them. And as far as my credentials are concerned, I've had many Microsoft certified certification, and as well as a training from IIM Bangalore as well. Now, without any further ado, I will move to the session's agenda today, so that you know what all we are going to do today, what are we going to cover. So we will be starting with just an introduction. What is basically a Power Automate, and then we will see what is Copilot and what is Copilot in Power Automate. So as you have seen, the Copilot is getting into different systems and making those systems. It has come in Copilot. My last session was on Copilot in Power Apps, where we created app using Copilot as well. I'm We are also planning another session where we will be working on calling automate from Copilot Studio as well. Uh, that will I will post on my social media about the same once the date for the same is finalized. Now, then once we talk about Copilot and Power Automate, this session is not going to be on too much of a theoretical. We will then jump into creating a Power Automate using Copilot. We will see how we can create a small flow using Copilot. We will see that part, and then we will talk about benefits of using Copilot and Power Automate, and then we will have a specific time for Q&A. In between, also, if you have question, please put them in chat. I will try to take them just after demo also, if there are any at that point of time, and maybe later on. And I have done a last minute addition for one more thing, which I will reveal right at the end of the session as well. There is a small slide which I have added in this particular presentation of mine, which is a query which is being asked to almost everybody who works on Power Automate. So I will get to that when we reach over there. Now, let's go to understand what is Power Automate. Now, coming to Power Automate, what does basically Power Automate does? Power Automate basically is what it is doing is whatever is your repetitive task, you can use this cloud-based service for automating that. For example, if you have a scenario that you want every month a file which is there in your OneDrive particular folder to be moved from one place to another, you can do that. If you have an Excel from which you want the task in the planner to be created automatically, you can do that. So any repetitive task which you have to do, and which can be automated, we can do it using Power Automate. Now, for doing this, you need integrations with many different third-party systems. For example, I need to, if I want a file to be transferred from OneDrive to, let's just say, SharePoint, then I need a connection to OneDrive as well as SharePoint. So those third party as well as Microsoft ecosystem products, there are different connectors to connect to that. Now, not only these automation, but even workflow for approval, notification, and synchronization, and many more things can also be done using Power Automate. And now, why we should use in Power Automate in rather than doing those things manually? Obviously, we are saving our time, we are improving our productivity, and we are streamlining our business process as well. Because there can be a scenario where this is not about one or two file getting being copied, or many other things, where you can trigger them as per your business requirement as well. So we will see how this how this Power Automate does the automation. So let's move to the next slide. Now, what is Copilot and what is Copilot doing in Power Automate. Now, basically, what we have got is we have got Copilot in the Power Automate world. Now we can create the power a standard kind of a template of a Power Automate automatically by giving the instruction in the natural language. So, for example, as I said, for example, there is a float which needs to be created, that a file gets transferred from one drive, one folder to another automatically on a particular recurrence, let's just say weekly, monthly, or daily. Now, you do not need to do that manually, and neither you need to create and Power Automate right from scratch to do that. You just need to write your requirement in natural language. It understands and creates the Power Automate for you. You just need to configure that, and we are good. We also have a lot of pre-built templates which were already there, where you can which you can utilize as well. But with natural language, you don't have to search for those template as well now. You just have to give them that this is the one which is required, which may not be there in the template. It will create that for you as well. We will see that in detail once we go to the demo part of it. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Okay, now we will move to creating a flow with using Copilot. So now I'm going to the my Power Automate homepage. This is the landing page of our Power Automate, where you get this, where you see the home. And as I was saying, these are the templates which are already available for you, by which you can use them as well. If you want to use template, you can straight away use those template and you're good. But that is not the thing which we are going to cover right now. What we are going to cover right now is how we can do the creation of the Power Automate using Copilot. Now here, whatever is our requirement, we can write it in our natural language, and correspondingly it will be created. So let's just take an example that I want to create a task in Planner from Excel rows and update them. So as I start typing, it already gives me the suggested flow description as well. As you can see, there are a few which are coming automatically. There are a few which will come as and when you start writing. Okay, now I have chosen creating a task in Planner from Excel row and updating them. Now once I click on that, it starts creating the flow for me. Okay, and like it has done, right? So I if I want more precise, I can further refine it. For example, now I do not only want that Excel find task to be created, but I also want that once the task is created, it should post a Teams message as well. So I said post a Teams message on creation of task in Planner. Now once I write that, see, you will see it has done that also. Now what you see here is it has created different version of the same. Okay, so now if you see, the first version is the same one, the second version it is calling some HTTP, and maybe in the third one, see, it is going to the post messaging Teams channel. So whatever is correct for you, you can choose that. I think this one is the right one as per my requirement. This is not the one which I was looking for. This is the original one which was without my changes. So whatever is the version which you want, you choose that, and once you choose that, you say keep it and continue. Now, once I say continue, so as you know, even when we were creating Power Automate manually, the first thing which we need to do is need to create connections. So it will automatically create connections. So here you can see it has automatically created connections to Excel Online, Planner, and Microsoft Teams. So for completing this flow, whatever connection is required, it will automatically complete those. In You may also get certain errors also in while creating connections if there is any rights issue, or there is any problem in the connector. In that case, you need to you can let's just say, for example, I do not want to connect from Rohit Mendrita but from some other ID, so I can change that part, and I can also choose some other connector, maybe some user ID from which I want this flow to run. I can change that as well. Now, once I'm done with this and I've seen these are the actions created, I can see create flow. Now it has already created the flow for you. Now if you have seen Power Automate previously, the Power Automate screen was not that user friendly previously. Now in this new designer, it has become very user friendly. Now there is these are the buttons which are available out of the box, which are like number one, which is basically used to expand all the action groups. Once I say expand all action groups, so you can see it has basically expanded everything. Now basically it has created a loop, and for each task it is doing that. But previously it was not doing the whole expansion, and once I choose this, it will show me back to this. Now I want to see all the action items, so I've done that. Now not only this, I have also got an option now to zoom in. So let's just say if I want to zoom in, I can zoom in, I can zoom out as well. Now this is the available with the flow. Now this one is basically this will fit your whole flow in the one screen itself. So this is basically used for fitting in the one screen. Now if I do not want that, I can zoom in and correspondingly keep it like that. Now the last one, this is basically a mini map. Here you can see the mini map, and I can choose, if I want to go here, I just click over there and it will directly take me over there and zoom over there. If I want to go here, it will take me there. So wherever I want to, I just have to click it like this and it will start. So I don't have to scroll up and scroll down like that. With the mini tool, I can simply move. This movement has become more easy. Now what is the next change? Now once these are the feature, now I have also got this button called Copilot. Now let me click on that. So once I click on that, and you will see this flow which was created automatically, it will give me what it has done till now. So it will say list row present in a table, create a task, update task. Now here it has written these are the symbols, which basically mean that even though the template is created, but this is not complete. Why it is not complete? Because here you need to specify the location, where exactly in OneDrive the location is, where exactly you want the file. It has to pick the file from. Similarly, when it has to create a task of the planner, then you need to give the detail of the planner as well, which planner you want to update to. So you need to provide all those detail. It gives you these uh, uh, basically information that you need to configure them to close that. Okay. Now also once we have got one, so it gives me all the action it has done. So what basically it has done, it has finished setting up these. I need to finish setting up these three things, and then only my flow will be ready. Now coming to this actions, I can see these are the options available. Now first one is explain flow. Once I click on explain flow, what it will do is it will explain the flow for me, complete flow for me. So you can see it is telling me what does this Power Automate is doing. The flow is getting manually triggered. It is listing the row present in the table. Then for each loop, it is creating task and updating task as well. And then posting the message in a chat or a channel of a Teams message. So you can see by this way it has actually given me what exactly this whole flow is doing for me. Now also I have this was this explain for. Then we have also ask a question where I can ask a question that what does this update task do. So if I say tell me more about uh, create a task, so it will tell me that what exactly the created task does. Now it says, what is this? The create task action in Power Automate Flow is designed to create a new task in Microsoft Planner. It uses this API and this operation and these parameters are there. The action is for each loop and it creates the task, essentially creates a task for you. So you get all the details by getting this. Tell me more about a particular task as well. So you here, you if you give about flow, it gives you for the whole flow. If you want to know about a particular task, a particular this, you can get that done as well. Now what else? Now what we have is, what we can do is edit a flow, or we can add an action item. For example, I want to edit the flow, edit this flow to so for example, post an email message on task creation. So what it will do is, basically, instead after creating this task, not only it will post this message on channel, but it will start sending an email as well. So you can see, once the tasks are created, it is sending an email also. But now it has again given me this because I have to set up sending email for that as well. So I have to clear this parameter and then only it will do it. Okay. Now this is what this is how we can create a create the whole automation Power Automate flow by using different uh, uh, provision which is available in Copilot. So Copilot is not only doing it where you can only select the template and you are done. It is helping you while creation of the task as well. So as you said, as you saw, I can edit the flow, I can add certain actions, I can remove certain action. I can also say remove send email. So you can see it has remove send email from the task. And also, on every creation, whatever it has done, I could have also done this by not, whatever I have done. See, right now what I have done, I have also an option that I can say undo. I did undo, and I say revert, and it resets my flow back to it. Okay, so I have an option that I can go back to whatever instruction I gave it to make change to. I can go back and make those changes as well. Now so by that way you can create any Copilot. In case you have, you can see the flow in the first task, while writing in the Copilot itself, very good. Otherwise you can do it in bits and pieces, where you can get write half requirement, it will create, and then you can further incrementally change using this Copilot which is available, where the whole even task is created, then also you can do that. Now let's talk about managing this flow as well. So here you can see I have some flow. So here you can see, you can go and you see that what are the history, which this feature was very much available previously as well. So you can see when it was run, whether it was succeeded or not. You can see all those details for a particular flow, where you get to know whether this flow when this flow was run, what was whether it was successful or not. If it was succeeded, you can see exactly what are the details which went through. See, if you can see it, even though the flow was successful, the it could not create the compose, and it could not create the compose because the whole setting was not done. So you need to enter from whom the message mail has to go, and then email notification. Now the same feature which is available of resubmit and testing is available, where you can do the testing of the same as well. Now coming back to our flow, I would want to add one more thing here, and then I will shift it back to my presentation. Before I go there, I want to add one more thing, that is about error handling. Now, as you know, error handling is one of the very important part which we need to do. If say if this is the create task, and after creating task, the send email is getting called. But what we want is that send email should only be called if the create task is successful. So by that way, it will be only called if your create task is successful. You can also create another action where you can configure it as, for example, if I configure it as, instead of create a task not on successful but on has failed and has timed out, then it will become my error handling. So let's just say if a task is not created, I want to send email only when the task is not created, whereas I want a Teams message to be sent once successful task is created. So what I'll do is, for email I'll choose has timed out and has failed, whereas for my Teams message I will choose is successful. So by that way, you will get an email if it has failed, whereas you will get a Teams message when it has successfully been done. Now, also we have something called as, so by this way what we can do is, for each task we can basically create how handle errors should be handled. But this also does not serve the purpose if I have a very big flow. For example, my flow has, let's just say, 20 tasks to be done. So for writing error handling for each and every task will be very difficult. So what we do in that kind of scenario, so what we do is, we have what we call it as scope. So for I'll try to create that also using Copilot. Create a scope for um, task. Create a task. So now, what does this scope basically does is, scope is like your in programming what we have is try and catch. So I want to, let's just say, I want to name it as try. Now this becomes my try, and I can create another scope which will be my catch. So whatever I put in my try, and then I can create another scope. Create a scope in for each. Now, so as you can see, this is try, this is, I want to call it as my catch. So basically I'm just trying to explain you in terms of programming. So if you remember try, you can put all the one where you want that in case of any errors are there, and then in catch you can handle those there. Here you can catch from which particular task the error has come, and then you can handle the error as per your requirement. For example, if your task is not created, you want to send an email. Now I have another task. In that case, I do not want email, I want a Teams message. Then I can write in catch one more, that if the error has come from this particular task, send an email. If the error has come from this particular task, send an uh, uh, send a Teams message. Also, you can catch the errors exact message and send them on email or Teams message as well. Okay, so that is basically error handling, which is so I hope I've been able to demonstrate that at the practical part of it. Now we will be moving back over here. Let's move to the presentation again. Okay. Now, so what is the best practice before creating a Power Automate? So first thing first, you should know what is your process goal. Okay, if you know your process goal, these are the things which you require. Then you can create a Power Automate. Second, use template or leverage AI Copilot suggestion. That will basically reduce your time. It will basically speed up your development. And as I told you, you need to regularly monitor and optimize flow as well. By monitor, you do not need to go every time to see whether the whether the flow has failed or not. You have, as I told you, error handling scenarios by which you can monitor without going to that screen as well. And once you know what are the kind of an error your flow is getting into each and every time, you can optimize your flow accordingly and make that change accordingly. Now, coming next, what is the benefits of using your Copilot for automation? As you have seen, I do not have to create the flow from scratch. I just need to write them in natural language. The flow gets automatically created. I can easily not only in the first instance the flow is created, I can further incrementally enhance it by using Copilot as well. So that kind of an makes my life lot more easy. It simplifies my work because I do not need to have a detailed technical knowledge as well. As you know, Copilot is, as you know, Power Automate anyhow is in low code technology, so you do not need to have that high of technical knowledge for the same as well. This anyhow makes your increase in your productivity and automation, and as I told you about error handling and logging feature, so you can get the same thing as well. Now I can take the questions. So maybe I will take the questions and then I will go to my one important slide and we'll be good. So uh, Parth, if you can, if you can tell me what are the questions I have. Okay. Okay, so we do not have any questions. So let me go ahead with it. Okay, so the next slide. This is a last minute addition which I have done to this particular presentation, and this is a very common question being asked by a lot of people, that Power Automate and Logic Apps are quite similar, then what is the difference between these two? So I saw this very good LinkedIn post, so I decided to add this particular slide over here, even though it's a little out of context, but it's a very important one because you must have heard this, what is the difference between Power Automate and Logic Apps. So let me explain this part as well. So the first part, in Power Automate, it's a workflow automation service, whereas it is in iPaaS service as far as Logic Apps is concerned. Power Automate is basically for business user as well as citizen developers, whereas Logic Apps is basically for core developers. Okay, and Logic Apps are pay as you go consumption, whereas in Power Automate it is per flow. Okay, now in terms of connectivity also, Power Automate has 1000 plus connectivity with third party system, whereas Logic App is more or less on the Azure side. It is confined to Azure side basically. Monitoring also, there is advanced monitoring and diagnostic in Logic App as compared to Power Automate. And uh, in terms of CI/CD as well, Logic App it has connection with DevOps, GitHub for CI/CD, whereas this is there is basic support for Power Automate as such. Now, in terms of governance, also there is admin governance. It is basically PPAC, whereas it is Azure for Logic Apps. So this have included as an last minute addition, which I was talking about in the starting, um, just so that we know what is the difference between Power Automate and Logic Apps. So I think I am through with whatever I had to share with you guys in terms of my presentation. If you have any questions for me, I can take those questions.
Hey everyone, please drop our questions in the comment section and we'll pick it up from there. So yes, there is one question from Nicholas. He's asking, can this Copilot follow? Can this Copilot flow can get data from FNO?
Yes, yes. Yes, you need to, as I said, I created a flow by using Planner and Planner and Excel. Similarly, if you want, you can write it for FNO as well. It will create that. And in case it partially creates, you can always enhance from the second part where I've told you from the Copilot this way. It can, it can, it can. By using data entity, you can export data from FNO, you can import data from FNO, you can call business events, you can do that part using Power Automate. Yes.
So there is another question from Ben. Ben is asking like, what's the best way to handle large data processing? And
Okay.
coming to the same thing, like how do you scale for the processing a flow that processes a large documented library?
Okay. So so basically, what it happens is, in terms of a large data to be handled, uh, maybe what you can do is, if you can uh, uh, you basically, generally, what is the problem which is which many people have is that they get timed out error. That is the major one which we get. So we have an option where we can increase the time out part of of a particular step as well, where you can say, I am waiting for these many minutes or hours for this particular process to complete, and then work on that. So in terms of a big data processing, you can wait a little longer. That is one of the way to take care of the timeout situation in handling high volume of data. And in terms of high volume of data, you may also have, can if you can have a situation where you can use multiple segregate the data in multiple things and multiple files or something, and then route that. So maybe you should go to, as I said, instead of a Power Automate, you should move into Logic Apps and call an Azure function and divide your file into multiple and run the data parallelly using Logic Apps. So as I said, Power Automate is citizen development or uh, end user development, right? So in those kind of a scenario, I think your option should be logic apps.
So there is another question from Shubodh. Shubodh asks, like, can we call Power Automate directly in React.js or JavaScript?
Uh, any HTTP response it can handle. Any HTTP response. Okay, you can call using an HTTP trigger, and as you see here, you have a manually trigger a flow, or you can also have an HTTP trigger also over here. You can choose an HTTP trigger. So if you call using JS or any other one which can give an HTTP trigger, it will give that trigger and your flow can be called. Yes. So the answer is yes, and that's how it is. It is both way around. You can call a HTTP from Power Automate as well, and this Power Automate can be called from HTTP as well. So both way it is feasible. Yeah.
So there's a last question from Vinod. Vinod asks, like, is it legally permissible to collect data from third-party websites such as Money Control, NSC, or BSC?
So, so it depends. Sorry, I think it's a little out of context for me. But uh, uh, for example, as you said, NSC, BSc, there are places, there are data which are publicly available. For example, in NSC, there is a file called Bhav copy, which is every day's closing price, opening price for each and every equity which is there. This that is available uh, openly, so there is no legal compliance over there. You can connect and you can take the data, but there may be certain which may not be available directly. So that depends. So the answer is yes and no.
I hope that answers everyone's question. Any more questions? Please drop in the comment section. Okay, so yes, we don't see any more questions coming in. So let's call for a wrap then, Rohit.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining the session. Thanks a lot for sparing that time to learn. I hope you enjoyed the session. And if you will try yourself by using Copilot, I'm sure you will be able to create your flows, at least the basic flows for now. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So yes, before going on, last question to take up, how do you calculate the costs?
Do you mean cost in terms of running the Power Automate? If that is the question, there are two ways by which the cost is done in Power Automate. One is the cost per run is there, and then you can also make per flow, per month, per user. So there are, okay, Copilot use, I think there is no cost as for Copilot other than the one which is included in uh, Power Automate. There is no separate cost for Copilot at this point of time.
So I hope that answers. And thank you, Rohit. Thank you for doing this. It was an exciting event, wonderful audience. Thank you, everyone who all are joining us. And thank you, Rohit. Thank you so much once again. Thank you. Thank you all. We'll come up
Thank
soon
you.
with another session soon. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.